Hi there everybody and welcome along to the big quiz night in. It's another virtual pub quiz night and tonight it is episode 52 here on Sunday the 29th of November, and that means it is the last Sunday quiz of Lockdown 2. We'll be carrying on with the Tuesday quiz nights from here on out, but the pub I normally host these quiz nights at, the King's Head and Bell, have asked for me to return once Lockdown 2 has lifted. So this coming Thursday and Sunday from then on, I will be back there twice a week. That means this is the last Sunday show you're going to see from me for a while, at least until, you know, maybe we'll go into another lockdown in the new year, who knows. But certainly I will be back there from Thursday onwards. I'll explain more tonight about the guidelines for Tier 2 and what that means for going back to the quiz later on this evening. We've got 4 quiz rounds as always in total tonight. 3 quiz rounds on this show, and then a picture round is going to be shared at about 9:30, so keep an eye out for that after the show. And I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to do my usual thing right now though. If you could get in the comments and start that conversation, let me know how you're all doing. I am going to be right now sharing the link across Facebook, the very many pages that I like to share this, and if you could do the same, that would be great. It's something I always ask of people. Whether you are supporting me financially for the quiz or supporting the chosen charity for the quiz or just watching along and you don't want to do that, it's always appreciated if you tap that share button and get the message out there to tell people that you enjoy or are enjoying a virtual pub quiz night here on Facebook. And I hope you're all doing well. That has almost been shared everywhere now, and then I will come into the comments and start having a chat with you all and seeing who we've got here for the last Sunday virtual quiz. And especially so if anybody is planning on coming back to the pub, for those who are local to the Abingdon area where the pub is, the King's Head and Bell. I'm happy to answer any questions if I don't address them when I initially talk about the lockdown Tier 2 restrictions and how it's all going to work. But please do ask me questions in the comments and I'll tell you as much as I can. I'm going to know more tomorrow, potentially, from what I hear. But I can tell you what I know based on the guidelines and what I've heard. But yeah, Tier 2 is an interesting one. So let's see who we got. Owen, Freddie's Ficco's here. Welcome along. And yes, it was a hard-fought point for Tottenham today. I think it was the fairest result, really. I mean, we could have won it, but then so could have they. So we'll take the point and we'll go back to the top of the table. Happy days, I think. Good evening to Luke. Thank you for joining nice and early. James is here too. Good evening to everyone else, he says. Amanda's here as well. Did you see the Raul Jimenez injury? No, I haven't seen that. No, I haven't seen or heard anything about that. I need to maybe look that up. Doesn't sound good though. I heard about the Formula 1 crash today as well. I haven't seen the footage of that. I'm not even a follower of Formula 1, but you know, went all over social media that there was this explosion as well. Some car had crashed, and thankfully the guy seems to be alright, but wow, dangerous stuff. But we'll be doing, speaking of sport, we're going to be doing a sport round tonight. For those who are interested in that, the rounds are up in the top corner as always. These were the usual Sunday rounds when Lockdown 2 began, because they're very similar to what we would do at the Sunday night quiz. Tuesdays, as I said, are going to carry on virtually, so I'll keep on doing that to keep the community together. Especially for those who can't attend the pub, because I won't be broadcasting from the pub when we go back, not like I did last time for a little bit. So I want to keep those Tuesday nights going, so I very much hope you can continue to join me on those as well. James says it's pretty nasty by all accounts. Yeah, I'll check it out. Serious head injury, Owen says you could hear the impact. Oh man, oh that's not good. No, you don't wish that on anybody. That is shocking then. Yeah, very dangerous. Head injuries, nasty stuff. The devices Uno Drinking Pink are here. Oh, that's good. Nice to hear that. Sport, boo. Yeah, well, we won't be doing it every week after today. Don't you worry, Tony. Hello from Team Bath. Welcome, Jenny. Nice to see so many top fan badges. Look at that. All the comments here are from those of you who have top fan badges again. That's nice. We might be, I think there's one more new top fan. I need to double check the list, and there might be one more new one, but they haven't got in touch with me and I've only just picked up on it, so I haven't invited them back into the top fan group yet, and they haven't tried to get in, so I will get on top of that as soon as I can. TV and films will be round number 1, starting in about 6 minutes time. If you're watching a repeat of this, feel free to skip ahead. One thing I do want to point out as well today, I mean I wear these t-shirts quite often, but I am wearing a Darth Vader t-shirt today in honour of the fat David Prowse who portrayed him in the original trilogy. The man in the suit, he passed away today, which is very sad. Very sad day for Star Wars fans. Yeah, I thought I'd wear this today. Seemed about right. Evening Cobber, says Sarah. Hi everyone, Trace is here. Ju's here as well. She says hi. Glad you could make it. Welcome along. TV and film starting in 5 minutes time. A few other bits to talk about today. Patreon offer as well is still going ahead. The last Patreon quiz night, Tuesday last week, was hilarious. I will talk about it throughout the evening, no doubt. It was so funny. So funny. I wish I could share it with all of you, but you can't record them. But I'll talk about why it was so funny a bit more later on. But yeah, thanks to all the people who are watching who were there. I'm sure more of them will be joining soon. It was a great laugh, and I really hope more of you can join in December, and there's an offer that's going to be in place to allow you to do that. I'm really sorry Owen and Linda couldn't be there, guys. Yeah, you really missed out, but I'm hoping the reasons that caused the hilarity will be present from that quiz on. Essentially, it was just some questions were a bit tougher than track records would show they previously have been, and it just led to some very funny conversations and guessing and then changing your answer and not going with your first instinct, and then laughing at them, collectively laughing at each other because they didn't guess the right way. So that was basically it. But the games were brilliant. It was really good fun. So yeah, hopefully you can be there for the next one. I'm just on the water tonight. Had a few drinky poos the last few nights. I had an exam for my work which I was studying for all week, and I managed to pass it on Friday. I was really nervous about it. I don't normally get nervous, but I was a bit worried about it, and I managed to pass it. So happy days. So we had a few drinks over the last couple of nights, and to celebrate, I mean, we would have done anyway, to be honest, but hey, it was the reason for it that mattered. Junior says, tried to join Patreon, but had issues with PayPal. It would not finalise the payment. Oh, Ju, I'm so sad to hear that. I mean, I don't know. That's odd, because I support some people on Patreon as well as run my own for the quiz, and I've never had any issues with it. So maybe try again, or try on a different device, maybe a different laptop or Chromebook or phone or whatever you would try on a different one, and you might find it will work that way. But thank you for trying to join. I really hope you can sort that out. Thank you, Jenny. Owen says, yeah, we will be on next time. Great. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll do a big thing, because it'll be between Christmas and New Year, so the next Patreon one will be really good fun. What else have we got here? Junior says, I will try again. Thank you, Ju. Yes. That would be great. If you join so I may as well tell you now, because we've got 2 minutes to go, but I'll repeat it for those who join us a bit later on. If you want... Oh, hello from Chilly Blackpool. The Blackpool Bar Stewards are here too. Great. If you join Patreon before midnight tomorrow, because that's the last day of November, then payment is taken for the 1st of December, and you're a Patreon member throughout December. And that means that for the special deal I'm doing in December, for those of you who join and are a Patreon member, fully paid up, it means no matter what tier you're at, everybody gets invited to the Patreon quiz night for December. So you can be at the £2 level if you want. You get everything you get for the £2 tier, plus you get invited to the quiz night that we do for Patreons only, which is normally for the next tier and everything above that. So I'm doing that because I really want to have as many people as I can incorporated into that quiz, to give back a little bit more, and to celebrate Christmas and New Year and a good few months of doing this. So yeah, all you need to do is be at that £2 tier for December, and you'll get that added on as for that 1 month, that incentive. Okay, so feel free to sign up, but please do it before midnight tomorrow, because otherwise the payment won't go through in time for the 1st of December, and then I can't include you because you won't be included because you won't have paid. So that's how it works. So yeah, I hope more of you can join me. It'll be great fun. And yeah, £2, that's it. And then you can go up a tier and take the benefit of it from there if you wanted to, or stay at £2 or just cancel it. It's entirely up to you, but it'd be great to have more of you. Hello to Vernia, welcome along. We're seconds away from starting the TV and films round. Aloha from Dayton, Ohio. James has joined us again as well. Welcome along, mate. It is the last, I don't know if you heard this, the last Sunday quiz night we'll be doing virtually. unless there's another lockdown at some point or things change, which is probably unlikely for the foreseeable, because the pubs are having me back on the pub is having me back Thursday and Sunday as of this coming Thursday. Okay, so let's enjoy this one, and then I really look forward to welcoming people back. We will do the TV and films round now, and then in between TV and films, and well, as we go, I'll explain how that's going to work for those who are coming back, so I did say I'd talk about that. Good evening to you, Jace, as well. Glad you could make it. So let's make a start then, guys. TV and films round. The way every quiz round works, you write down the answers, keep them to yourselves, don't put them in the comments at all. I will then go through the questions, 15 questions per round, and then you can ask me for any repeats at the end. I'll give you those repeats, I'll give you the answers, you mark your own score, you put your scores in the comments, and if you've got a fun pub quiz team name, put them in the comments too. If you're watching a repeat of this, please do that anyway, even though you're not watching live. I'd like to see if anybody is and wants to take part in that way and put their team score in the comments. That's always good to see. So feel free to do that at the end of each round as well. And that's about it. So all the other things to bear in mind, I've had a very busy day today, as well as watching Tottenham earlier. Very busy day. So I haven't proofread this quiz that I've been sent from the boss man who I normally host these for. So I'm sure it's all fine, but there may be one or two little things that I probably would otherwise have liked to have changed. We shall see. But it should be fun anyway. Inquisitors are here. Glad you can join us. Sarah says we will have to play alone in the pub. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's what I'm going to talk about. There is a workaround, a loophole sort of thing, apparently. I'll tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you what I think about it. I probably will. Martin says, let's get quizzical here too. Fantastic. Right, let's make a start then. TV and films. Here we go. Question number 1. Which real-life father and daughter starred in Hannah Montana? 1 point for each. Which real-life father and daughter starred in Hannah Montana? 1 point for each. So, yes, 1 point for each there. So I will talk about it as we go. But essentially, if you are going to be inside the pub, then you have to have a meal with your for your quiz evening, and you can only be drinking alcohol whilst you have food on your table. And once your food is finished, you can no longer order any more alcohol, but it can only be one household per table, no mixing. That's the first thing. You will have to have a substantial meal. Yes, Owen, you will. That is correct. The pub are working on ways they can do that if you want to buy a sharing kind of platter kind of meal thing, and seeing how they could do with things like that. But that's what I can't confirm yet. But according to the guidelines, that's what it's like inside the pub. Question number 2. Which 3 streaming services currently have the most subscribers in the UK? In any order. Which 3 streaming services currently have the most subscribers in the UK? For 3 points. So the other thing is, the pub has a substantial garden room which has been attached onto the pub that has a retractable roof, retractable walls, or like glass windows all the way around that can all retract. And even if that's closed completely, apparently that's classed as a garden room, so it's therefore outside. So that means you could have 6 households mixing with the rule of 6, and as long as you're ordering food as well, substantial meal, you can have a mixture of up to 6 different households, 6 people on that table, and joining the quiz that way. Yeah, that's it. That's what they're going to do. Okay, fine. More people will come down if that happens, surely, I think. So why not? Question 3. Put your comments in, please. I'd love to know what you think about that. Which company told you to just do it in its TV ads? Question 3. Which company told you to just do it in its TV ads? It is a beautiful, brand new, or relatively new, garden room area, but apparently it counts as outside. So, yeah. So that means that people can mix there, and you don't have to have a team of 1 if you don't want to. But seating will be limited, so you will need to preferably book a table, and hope for the best if you don't. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how many people can come along, but they are looking at ways of providing different kinds of food options that maybe they otherwise wouldn't normally do, especially for the quiz, but I will confirm that when I know more. You missed what I said, sorry. It's alright, I'll go over it again in a bit. All pubs will be built of glass soon. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Question number 4 now. Question 4. So I've just seen what Jace has put in the comments. Question 4. The movie cops named Mike Lowry, Frank Drebin, and Nicholas Angel first featured in which movies? 1 point for each. The movie cops named Mike Lowry, Frank Drebin, and Nicholas Angel first featured in which movies? 1 point for each. They're 3 different films, please. There's a beer called A Substantial Meal, is that? That's hilarious. Oh, well, there you go. If you have that, apparently you're fine, right? And just leave one on the table and don't finish it, and then you've always got a substantial meal on your table and you can keep ordering more drinks. Fantastic. Yeah. That's really funny. I don't know. Can you not? Oh, you couldn't put that in the chat here. I don't know who sent that to me now. It's disappeared. Okay. Anyway, that was very funny. Yeah, a beer called A Substantial Meal could be a good workaround. Probably not, but funny. Question 5. Who came first, Betty Boop or Mickey Mouse? Who was introduced first, Betty Boop or Mickey Mouse? There's not much in it. Not much in it at all. But choose one. Betty Boop or Mickey Mouse? Yes. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how busy it's going to get at the pub with these slightly different rules and needing a substantial meal, because towards the end, people were pretty much a lot of tables at least, were having food as well. But if you can't have any more alcohol when you've finished your food, that could be a deal breaker for some people, I guess. And having food in the first place at the quiz may be a deal breaker for some other people. I don't know. I'm always hosting, so I don't really talk to people about these kind of things very often. But in all fairness, the food is very good at the pub, so there is that. You certainly wouldn't be wasting money there by having food as well. Question number 6. In The Simpsons, what were the names of the owners of the nuclear power plant, the Quickie Mart, and Homer's local bar? In The Simpsons, what were the names of the owners of the nuclear power plant, the Quickie Mart, and Homer's local bar for 3 points? Going back onto Patreon, the other thing to bear in mind is it's like if you join the Patreon and you're invited to the Patreon quiz night, it's per household. So if you want to have other people with you in the background all watching along together, you can absolutely do that. I'm not precious about it, so you don't have to join per person in that respect. It is literally per household, just like this one would be. And I'll just invite whichever is the email address that registers. That's the person that will get invited. But whoever's in your household is welcome to watch along, okay? I don't know if I made that clear before, but I'm sure I mentioned it before. Owen says, does everyone have to have a meal at the table? I believe so, but I don't know about sharing platters and things. So, yeah, you won't be able to have alcohol yourself if you don't have a meal. So I imagine yes, but what you can do is have soft drinks, and that's fine. So I think it's only if you want alcohol you need to be eating at the same time. But you can have soft drinks as much as you like. That's no problem, and you don't have to have a meal then. So I think it's just if you want to be drinking, you need to have a drink with your meal, or a portion of chips and 6 pints. Pork scratchings is not a substantial meal. No, I think they've already said that snacks are not substantial enough. Right, question. Although I wish there were, because I do like me some pork scratchings, but no. Question 7 now. Who played Belle, Maleficent and Cinderella in the Disney live-action remakes? Who played Belle, Maleficent, and Cinderella in the Disney live-action remakes? For 3 points. Yes, Owen. Very slow eating. Very, very, very slow eating is needed, and also very slow service, which is genuinely something I've heard people talk about. If it's really slow to come out and you haven't had it for like half an hour, but you've got your drink, well, I haven't had my food yet. It's not my fault the food's not here. I'll just keep on drinking. And then you get your food towards the end of the night. Oh, now I can start eating. Yay. So, you know, maybe there's an element of that to it as well. I'm going to try and keep the quiz at the pub to the hour and a half it's been running at. Is it hour and a half? Yeah, about hour and a half. Even though you've got a bit longer to drink up, I'm still going to keep the quiz to that shorter time frame, because otherwise you'll be dragging your meals out for way too long if you want to be drinking for the whole evening. And it just works really well the way I've got it down now. So, yeah. Question number 8 now. Which blockbuster movie featured Tim Robbins, George Clooney, Sean Penn, Susan Sarandon, Helen Hunt, Liv Tyler, and Matt Damon? Which one blockbuster movie featured Tim Robbins, George Clooney, Sean Penn, Susan Sarandon, Helen Hunt, Liv Tyler, and Matt Damon? One movie with all of those people in it. 10 bags of pork scratchings is substantial. Yeah. Or it's just a lot of snacks. I don't know. It's up to you in the pub whether you want to risk it, but that is quite funny. Put it all on a plate and have a knife and fork next to it. They can't complain then, can they? It's on a plate, that's it. Substantial meal, right? Yeah, if it's in the bag, then it's still a snack. I think we've got a loophole here. Alright, question number 9. Question number 9 for 2 points. You complete me was a line spoken by which actor in which well-known film? For 2 points. You complete me is a line spoken by which actor in which well-known film? 10 bags of pork scratchings. Man. Okay, your next question then. Question number 10. What are the surnames of Draco Malfoy's 2 henchmen? 1 point for each. What are the surnames of Draco Malfoy's 2 henchmen? If you haven't heard it yet, my little quiz for today, it wasn't the music round that would normally accompany this quiz that I've been doing the last few weeks. I did a little quiz dedicated to David Prowse again, so there's 3 questions about him and the roles he played, which is I'm really happy with. I hope you guys like it, and the answers, especially the answer for number 2, I find fascinating. So do have a listen to that if you haven't done so already, but I will share the music round tomorrow instead that would go with this quiz, so you'll still get a music round this week, because I think it'll be one of the last ones I send you. Now I'm going back to the pub. So yeah, it'll be one of the last ones you hear. I might try and share them anyway, but of course if you've been to the pub, then you'll hear the music round twice. If you wanted to listen to it again, that'll be that. But yeah, I will share it tomorrow for you all. Right, question 11. Remy the Rat worked undercover at which restaurant in Ratatouille? Remy the Rat worked undercover at which restaurant in Ratatouille? Name the restaurant. I've only seen that one once. I like Pixar movies. I always enjoy watching them, but that's one of the ones I only really watched once, and it was alright, but I never really felt like the need to go back and watch it again. So I don't rank it very highly. So I don't really know much about that one. Bit of a tricky question. But what is the name of the restaurant? Question number 12. Question 12. Which superheroes' real names are James Howlett, Oliver Queen, and Kate Kane? Which superheroes' real names are James Howlett, Oliver Queen, and Kate Kane? 1 point for each. Question number 13 now. Question 13 is for 1 point. Who links these three films? Pulp Fiction, Unbreakable, and Look Who's Talking. Who links these three films? Pulp Fiction, Unbreakable, and Look Who's Talking. All good movies. Pulp Fiction, great movie. Love that. Probably, I won't say my favourite of all time in terms of movies, because I kind of have favourites in different genres. I don't really have like one favourite movie, but that's pretty high up there if I were to rank them in any way. Good evening to you, Andy. Well done. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Pulp Fiction. Love that movie. But who links those films? Pulp Fiction, Unbreakable, and Look Who's Talking. That's question 13. You know I'll do repeats after this last question, so if I do go through them too quickly, just let me know. Question 14 now. Question 14. Which three cartoon series were created by Matt Groening? Which three cartoon series were created by Matt Groening? 1 point for each. Question 15 is for 3 more points as well, but you do have to put these in the correct order. Put these James Bond films into the correct order with the highest grossing film first. And they are all Daniel Craig Bond films. Casino Royale, Skyfall, and Spectre. Yes, Pulp Fiction is the best Tarantino film by far. Yeah, I would agree with that. Although, again, I'm a big fan of his work. So I do like a lot of his films. But Pulp Fiction is by far my favourite too. And the soundtrack is just incredible. Love the music as well. So good. But yeah, question 15 again. Put these James Bond films into the correct order with the highest grossing film first. Casino Royale, Skyfall, and Spectre. Highest grossing first. That's at the worldwide box office. Okay. Okay, doing repeats then. Let me know if you need any repeats in the comments. Martin's come in saying number 12 again. Number 12, which superheroes' real names are James Howlett, Oliver Queen, and Kate Kane? Question 10 then for Sarah, no problem. Question number 10, what are the surnames of Draco Malfoy's two henchmen? What are the surnames of Draco Malfoy's two henchmen? Any more repeats, let me know. I'll go through the answers in just a moment. What I will say is, because I think, Sarah, you said you missed it, but basically, back at the pub on Thursday and Sundays, if you sit in the garden room, apparently it's classed as outside, so you can have 6 different households or 6 different people from different households mixing, obeying the rule of 6, but you do still have to have a substantial meal if you want to drink alcohol. I think that's the bit you missed. If you're inside the main part of the pub, then you still have to be 1 household per table and having a substantial meal if you want to drink. Mark's asked for 7 and 8. Okay, no problem. Question 7 was who played Belle, Maleficent, and Cinderella in Disney's live-action remakes. So 1 point for each. Belle, Maleficent, and Cinderella in the Disney live-action remakes. Who played them? Question 8 was which blockbuster movie featured Tim Robbins, George Clooney, Sean Penn, Susan Sarandon, Helen Hunt, Liv Tyler, and Matt Damon? One movie with all of them in it. And Emma's asked for number 4. Okay. The movie cops named Mike Lowry Frank Drebin and Nicholas Angel first featured in which movies? 1 point for each. Those are 3 different films. Any more for any more? I'll go through the answers if we're all good. Okay. Here we go with the answers, and everybody. Tally up your scores. Let's see how well you did. Here's the answers. Question 1. Which real-life father and daughter starred in Hannah Montana? It is Miley and Billy Ray Cyrus. Miley Cyrus? Billy Ray Cyrus. Question 2. Which 3 streaming services currently have the most subscribers in the UK? Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney. Or Disney Plus, as it's called. Which is excellent, by the way. Oh, so good. Question 3. Which company told you just do it in its TV ads? It is Nike or Nike. Question 4. The movie Cops named Mike Lowrey, Frank Drebin and Nicholas Angel first featured in which movies? Mike Lowrey is from Bad Boys, Frank Drebin is from Naked Gun, and Nicholas Angel is from Hot Fuzz, Simon Pegg's character in Hot Fuzz. Question 5. Who came first, Betty Boop or Mickey Mouse? With 1928 compared to 1930, it is Mickey Mouse that was first. Question 6. In The Simpsons, what were the names of the owners of the nuclear power plant, the Quickie Mart, and Homer's local bar? They are Montgomery Burns, or Monty Burns, or Mr. Burns, for the nuclear power plant. The Quickie Mart was owned by Apu, or if you really wanted to be clever, Nahasapina Petalon. Nahasapima Petalon is his surname. But you didn't have to put that. And Mo Sislak, or just Mo, ran the bar for 3 points. Question 7. Belle, Maleficent and Cinderella in the Disney live-action remakes were played by Emma Watson, Angelina Jolie and Lily James. And then for question 8, the blockbuster movie that featured all of those characters was Team America World Police. You don't know how hard it was to not go Matt Damon when I got to that bit of the question. If you've seen the film, you know why. But yes, all those people appeared in their own way in Team America World Police. Question number 9. You Complete Me was a line spoken by which actor in which well-known film? It is Tom Cruise in Jerry Maguire. Question 10. The names or surnames of Draco Malfoy's 2 henchmen are Crabbe and Goyle. Question 11. Remy the Rat worked undercover at Gusto's in the movie Ratatouille. Question 12. The superheroes' real names... which superheroes' real names are James Howlett, Oliver Queen, and Kate Kane? James Howlett is Wolverine. He took on the name Logan later on in his youth, but he was born James Howlett. Before anybody jumps in the comments and says, but his name's Logan. Oliver Queen is the Green Arrow, and Kate Kane is Batwoman. Or at least the original Batwoman, because she's, if you watch the TV show, she's not coming back for season 2. They're bringing in a new character. Make of that what you will. Question 13. Who links these 3 films? Pulp Fiction, Unbreakable, and Look Who's Talking. It is Bruce Willis. He is in all 3 of those films, or at least in voice for Look Who's Talking, which is a very funny film. Question 14. Which 3 cartoon series were created by Matt Groening? He most famously, I guess you could say, created The Simpsons. Then he created Futurama, which is another favourite of mine. And then he created for Netflix, as a Netflix original series, Disenchantment. So Disenchantment, yeah, I really wanted to like it, but it's a real slow burner. Don't know. I want to watch more of it, but at the same time I'm not excited for it, which is a bit of a shame really, considering how much I loved The Simpsons originally at least, and then Futurama especially. But hey. Question 15, I will get to the comments in a moment. Question 15, put these James Bond films into the correct order, with the highest grossing film first. The 3 you had to choose from and rearrange were Casino Royale, Skyfall and Spectre, the 3 of the Daniel Craig Bond films. In first place, grossing $1.1 billion was Skyfall. Then in second place it was Spectre, and in third it was Casino Royale. Okay, let's see what Sarah's saying. Yeah, Charles Montgomery Burns is absolutely fine. Or Sid in Ice Age also said you complete me. Did he? Oh, I don't remember that. That's quite funny. I'm pretty sure he didn't say it first though. But what did I ask? Okay, was a line spoken by which actor in which well-known film? Yeah, I can't remember who voices Sid now. I can't remember. Is that John Leguizamo? I think. Yeah, I didn't say first. It doesn't say first, in fairness. So you could give yourself a point if you said Ice Age, because I didn't say first. So I'll give you that much. But you needed to put. I think it's John Leguizamo who voices Sid, rather than the character name. Okay, Tracy's coming in with 21 points. Very good. Freddie's Ficko's 25. Keep tallying those scores up, guys. Let's see how well you did. 23 for Team Bath. Another good score, all in the 20s. I can tell you what the maximum score is in a moment. I'll let the other scores come in first if you haven't already worked it out by now. But these are good scores coming in. $20 for the Blackpool Bar Stewards. Good effort, guys. Potluck is round number 2 coming up in just a moment. 19, Jew says, a few points thanks to my children. Excellent. Yeah, roping with more help. Why not? Martin says 25 for Let's Get Quizzical. Jay says 24 for Back in Black. On My Own, 18. Good score, James. Well done. 28 for Inquisitors. Devise Zuno, first answer for 14, please. Wi-Fi issues and I missed it. Okay. Oh, hang on. I went to the other round. Okay. The Simpsons, Futurama, and Disenchantment. Those are the 3 answers for 14. Yes, 28 for Inquisitors. That's a very good score. It's almost a maximum. Almost. 28 for the Inquisitors as well. Well done, guys. Good stuff. Oh, Sarah, I think you're the most recent top fan, actually. You may have got your badge a few weeks ago, but if you request to join the top fan group, I can let you in, because I don't think you are in the group. I might be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but if you haven't done so already, request to join the top fan group, not the top fan plus group. That's for Patreons. So I can't invite you to that one yet, but you can join the top fan group. Now you've got your badge. And if anybody else gets one, you can too. Simple as that. Either join Patreon or get the top fan badge. You're in that group, you get early access to stuff and every little quiz I share and lots more. Okay, any more for any more before we move on to the potluck round? I will give them a shout out, whatever you put in there, no problem. Looks like that's it. Devices Uno really struggling, 9 points. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, let's just do this. Right. So let's move on to the potluck round then. There is one question I need to change because it's the same as last week. We don't want to be repeating stuff. I did say that there might be an issue with that this evening because I didn't have time to review what I'd been sent for the Sunday quiz, as opposed to the Thursday quiz, which is a bit different. Okay, so potluck round, 15 questions, same rules apply. Write down your answers and ask me for repeats at the end. Here we go with question number 1 for 3 points. Which 3 colours are on the national flag of Russia? Alfie says hi to everybody. Oh, glad you could join. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thanks for saying hi in the comments as well. Always appreciate people joining in the conversation. So, which 3 colours for question 1 are on the national flag of Russia? Keep your answers to yourself, please. Don't put those in the comments. We will. You mark your own at the end of each round. For anybody that didn't know, 1 point for each correct colour for that one, as usual. The 3 colours on the national flag of Russia. Question number 2. Which creatures gather collectively in a clouder? Is it pandas, weasels, or cats? Which creatures gather collectively in a clouder? Is it pandas, weasels, or cats? Choose one. Sarah's in the comments saying hashtag tagger Chris. Yes, we did this last week, didn't we? Just to get random people watching and seeing if they ended up joining in. Because if you didn't know, my name's Chris as well. Hashtag tagger Chris and then tag an actual Chris in the comments that you know. If anybody wants to do that again tonight, that would be hilarious again and very funny. Feel free to do that. That was very funny last week as well. Right. Question number 3. Question 3. Which 2 words combine to create the new word podcast? Which 2 words combine to create the word podcast? I had no idea on this one where that came from. No idea at all. I don't even know if that's how it came about. Wow, it really is. I had no idea on that one at all. Which 2 words combine to create the portmanteau word podcast? 1 point for each. Yes, hashtag tagger Chris. There was all sorts of names being thrown in the comments last week, mostly celebrities. Half of them probably don't even have a Facebook page, but it was still funny. Right, question number 4. Is an Australian blue heeler a type of dog, a pig, or a cheese? Is an Australian blue heeler a type of dog, a pig, or a cheese? Heeler is spelt H-E-E-L-E-R. An Australian blue heeler. Is that a dog, a pig, or a cheese? Question number 5 now. The fitness regime called Zumba originated in which country? Was it, multiple choice, was it Brazil, Cuba, or Colombia? 1 point for each. The fitness regime called Zumba originated in which country? Was it Brazil, Cuba, or Colombia? Wolves are winning 2-1, by the way. Excellent news. Excellent. Long may that continue. Don't mind them winning that one bit. Let's check on that whilst you're thinking on that one. Oh, that's brilliant. Wolves are pretty good this year. They got a good team. They have got a good team, and Arsenal are in a lot of trouble. Man, currently in 14th if it stays like that. I mean, I laugh because I'm a Spurs fan, but man, how the mighty are falling. Okay, question number 6 now. Who are the 3 celebrity daughters of Robert Kardashian? Who are the 3 celebrity daughters of Robert Kardashian? Good manager. I reckon he's a secret Spurs fan, to be honest. I bet he's just not bothering. Do you know what? You know how to kick a football. Just go out there and do your thing, and if we win, we win. Whatever. And then he's secretly checking out Spurs on his phone while the match is playing. He doesn't care. That's what I like to think anyway. It's quite funny. Yeah, long may it continue. Especially while we're at the top. Man, did not see this coming this season. Question number 7 is for 3 more points. What words do Americans use for what we call a tramp, head lice, and potholing? What words do Americans use for what we call a tramp, head lice, and potholing? 1 point for each on that one, as per. Question number 8 is for 1 point, and it's on West End musicals. We don't often do musical questions, actually, in Pollock rounds, or in general, for that matter. Question 8. Seymour Krelborn is the central character in which West End musical? Seymour Krelborn is the central character in which West End musical? I will tell you, it has also been on film as well. I'll give you that much of a clue. I mean, most musicals have been made into films, right? Potholing, not pot-holding. Sorry, I'll be more clearer with how I say these words. Potholing. Potholing. Question number 9 is onto music now for number 9. The Undertones, Wheatus and Katy Perry had UK hit singles with which teenage things? The Undertones, Wheatus and Katy Perry had UK hit singles with which teenage things? 1 point for each. 2 of those songs I freaking love. One of them couldn't care less for. But that's just me. The Undertones, Wheatus and Katy Perry had UK hit singles with which teenage things? Question number 10 now. Question 10. What qualification would a Cockney have if he earned a Desmond? What qualification would a Cockney have if he earned a Desmond? Jay says, thought you were a big Perry fan. Nah, not so much. I didn't mind playing her songs when I was DJing, but in general, no, not really. I'm glad you quite quickly figured out which one I was talking about there. Owen says, yeah, I'm sure we like the same 2 songs. Yeah, well, that's not the Katy Perry one. The other 2 are excellent. I'm sure the Katy Perry one's just fine by pop standards, but it's not really my thing. But that's okay if it's yours. Question 11 now. Question 11. What were the names of the butlers who were employed by Bruce Wayne, Lady Penelope Crichton Ward, and Howard Stark? What were the names of the butlers who were employed by Bruce Wayne, Lady Penelope Crichton Ward, and Howard Stark? One point for each. Owen, with that combination of emojis, I'm not entirely sure whether you like her or you feel sick by her. I don't know. It's fine either way. Question number 12 now. Question number 12. Which company made all of Wile E. Coyote's Roadrunner traps? Which company made all of Wile E. Coyote's Roadrunner traps? For 1 point. I've just seen a message go into a chat that I'm part of with some of my colleagues, and they're asking the Arsenal fan if he's bought an Arsenal Christmas decoration for his tree, because that's the only thing you're going to be up top of this Christmas. Oh, that's brilliant. I know it's probably an oldie, but that is hilarious. Oh dear. Question number 14 now for 2 points. Which working class couple are mentioned in Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer? Which working class couple are mentioned in Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer? Thought you'd like that one, Owen. Strangely enough, he's not replied yet. Yes, 1 point for each on that one. Which working class couple are mentioned in Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer? All right, question 15. The final question. Oh wait, hang on. Andy says earthquake pills were my favourite. On the label it said doesn't work on roadrunners after Wile E. Coyote had downed the whole bottle. Earthquake pills. It was a very silly cartoon, wasn't it? Okay, question 15. Put these countries into the correct order with the highest percentage of tobacco smokers per head of population first. This is based on a 2020 World Population Review. The three you've got to choose from are Russia, Greece and Spain. Put them in the correct order with the highest percentage of tobacco smokers per head of population first. Russia, Greece and Spain. It's pretty close. It is pretty close. But yeah, put them in order. Most smokers first. Filthy habit, by the way. Shouldn't do that. I mean, I gave up a long time ago, but yeah, I also used to. Very bad habit. Any more repeats at all for that round? Let me know in the comments as always before we go through the answers. Now's your chance if you want me to repeat any of those. Did I miss a question out? I think I did. I missed that question 13. All right, I'll read out this next question. You can write your answers wherever because you're writing your own answers wherever anyway. But this is question 13. I'm sure I missed this one out. Yeah, 13. Yeah, I skipped it. You didn't, don't worry. The chemical symbols of which 5 elements spell public when placed next to each other? I'm sure I missed it out. Anyway, there it is. The chemical symbols of which 5 elements spell public when placed next to each other? There is a way of doing it with 4 elements, so be careful with this one. There is a way of doing it with 4, but how do you spell it with 5 elements? Question 14 again was which working class couple are mentioned in Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer? 1 point for each. Yeah, sorry Tracy, yeah, I did miss it out. Glad we got to the bottom of that one. Thank you Jace for confirming. Yeah, it wasn't just me. Yes, and then 15 was about the smokers, the nations, Russia, Greece and Spain. Put them in order, most smokers first. So you've got a bit of time to think on that one then. Any more repeats, let me know in the comments. I'm just going to top up my water. I'll only be there. I will keep an eye on the comments and we will go through the answers in just a moment. But yes, chemical symbols of which 5 elements spell public when placed next to each other is question 13. You can do it with 4, but I'm after the way you do it with 5. You still get 1 point for each though. Okay. Let me know if you'd like any more questions repeated. I'll gladly do those for you. Let's just check on the old scores again. Still 2-1. Plenty of time left though. Could all change. Alright, I'm going to go through the answers now. Until I get through, as I go through them, of course, you can carry on scribbling down answers. But do mark these as we go, as per usual. Question number 1. Which three colours are on the national flag of Russia? They are white, red and blue. Question 2. The creature that's collectively gather in a clouder is cats. Cats gather collectively in a clouder. Question 3. Which two words combine to create the portmanteau word of podcast? It is iPod and broadcast. I'm guessing because that's where they first appeared, but yeah, I just looked it up. It definitely is. iPod and broadcast combined to make the word podcast. Question 4. The Australian blue heeler is a type of dog. Question 5. The fitness regime called Zumba originated from Colombia. Question 6. The three celebrity daughters of Robert Kardashian are Kim, Kourtney and Khloe. There's no shame if you get that one wrong. Question 7. What words do Americans use for what we call tramp? Not Trump. That's probably different words for that, let's be honest. Tramp, head lice and potholing. A tramp is a hobo or bum. You get a point for either there, really. Head lice can be classed as cooties, and potholing is spelunking. Yes, all the laugh emojis, please. That's appropriate, I guess. But do keep those coming. In general, all the good emojis, I don't say it's enough, but all those good reaction emojis to the video really do help put this in front of more people, as always. So give it a like and all the other good ones if you don't mind at some point, if you haven't done so already. Question 8. Seymour Krelborn is the central character in the West End musical Little Shop of Horrors, which is the fantastic show about the plant that grows up and starts talking and then starts eating people. I love it. If you haven't seen it, it's brilliant. It is really fun. And the film version with Rick Moranis in it is particularly great fun. Question number 9 now. Question number 9. The Undertones, Wheatus and Katy Perry had UK hit singles with which teenage things, sorry. Glad I didn't miss that up when I read the question before. Teenage Kicks by the Undertones. So Teenage Kicks for 1 point, and that is probably one of the best songs ever written. And John Peel said so, and if he said it, it must be true. Rest in peace. Wheatus had a hit with Teenage Dirtbag, which is again another brilliant song, and then Katy Perry's was Teenage Dreams. Can't say I played it that much when I was DJing. Question 10. What qualification would a Cockney have if he earned a Desmond? It would be a second-class degree. Desmond 2-2. Desmond 2-2. It's a second-class degree. Question 11. The names of the butlers who were employed by Bruce Wayne, Lady Penelope Crichton-Ward, and Howard Stark are Alfred Pennyworth, Bruce Wayne, obviously Batman. Alfred is his butler. For Lady Penelope, it is Parker or Aloysius Parker. God, I didn't know what his first name was until I read that. But Parker is for the point. And Howard Stark, which is Tony Stark, Iron Man's dad. Howard Stark had Jarvis, which is where Tony then got the idea to call his artificial intelligence that supports his suits and whatnot, Jarvis. That's where it came from. Question 12. Which company made all of Wile E. Coyote's Roadrunner traps? It was Acme. A-C-M-E. Acme. Question 13, the one that I missed. The chemical symbols of which 5 elements spell public when placed next to each other? So the 5 are phosphorus, uranium, boron, lithium, carbon. 1 point for each. And just for completion's sake, if you wanted to spell it with 4, that's plutonium, boron, lithium, carbon. So yeah, still 3 of them are still the same. It's just the start that's different because plutonium is Pu in itself, and phosphorus and uranium is separate, P and U. Aloysius is pronounced, is it? Did I even say that right? Aloysius. Aloysius. Yeah, that I have heard that before. I had no idea it was spelled that way clearly, though. There you go. Every day's a school day. Thank you for that. But Parker, Aloysius, of course it is. Alfred, Parker and Jarvis for that one was. And yes, question 14. The two people mentioned in Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer, the working class couple, Tommy and Gina. Think about the lyrics. Most people know the lyrics. It's Tommy and Gina he sings about at the start of that song in particular. And for question 15, the countries in the correct order that have the highest percentage of tobacco smokers are Greece with 43% of the population. That's an awful lot of people. Russia, 41%, which is, again, a high number. Spain are then in third with 30%. So if you put Greece, Russia, Spain, you get 3 points. 1 point for each one in the correct order. Thank you, James, for confirming that, and to Devise Zuno as well. I froze, did I, Sarah? If I need to repeat anything, if you're back, let me know. I will gladly do any repeats. Just time to remind you then, before we move on to the sport round, do check the description of this video. As always, the link's there to support me. You can click that link, the Linktree link, and that will take you where you can support me on Buy Me a Coffee, which is a tipping service. One-off payments accepted there in multiple different ways, and then Patreon, which is a monthly thing where you get rewards as well there for every tier that you choose, whichever one you want. Yes, James, shocking Wi-Fi for you tonight as well. Sorry to hear that. Everything's fine my end. Nothing's coming up wrong, so it can't be here, I'm afraid. But yeah, hopefully you can struggle on through. Also on the Linktree, keep the scores coming in, by the way. Also behind that Linktree link is my Twitter, Instagram, my TikTok link as well, which is going well. I need to do some more of those at some point. Instagram, and then anything else on there? Oh, my merch store, which I think has got free delivery at the moment. I haven't really looked. We've got more deals coming up in December at some point, but for now I think there's just free delivery if you wanted any merch with Big Quiz Night in, or some quotes I put on there which are quiz related. There's loads of stuff on there now, so please do go check that out, especially with Christmas coming. Get yourself some Big Quiz Night in merch. Chris, sport again? No, I'll get my coat. It does say it up there. It does say it up there, right? That's how Sundays work, because that's how the Sundays work at the pub. You have TV and films, you have a sport round and a picture round at the pub, and the music round. And I throw in potluck because I know everybody likes a bit of potluck. Right, let's go through. But this is the last Sunday quiz, because I'll be at the pub after this one. So you'll just have to put up with Tuesdays being random again. But I will be back this coming Tuesday, of course, so carry on those. Right, here's the scores then for everybody. Well done. Looks like you've done great. So Tracy's there with 24 points. Well done, guys. 25 for Blackpool Bar Stewards. 23 for Freddy's Ficcos. 29 for Back in Black. It was out of 33 points, by the way, so that's good scores. 23 again for Team Bath. The answer to 14, James, was... hold on. Tommy and Gina for 2 points. Your team caught you up, Sarah. That's good to hear. Thank you for that. Devises Uno, 14 points. 27 for Let's Get Quizzical. Very good. 27 says Emma as well. And on my own, James, you got 25. 28 again for the Inquisitors. Very good indeed. Yeah, that was out of 34 points. If I didn't say it before, there were 32 points available in TV and films. Your next round is sport. And again, we've got 33 points for this one. But don't worry, there's no pressure. You know, we're just doing this for fun, guys, aren't we? We're just having a laugh. 25 points for half a dozen. Another good score, Jew. Well done. There will be a picture round shared. Half past 9, the picture round will be shared, as per usual. That's ready to go already. Let me know in the comments how you get on if you do have a guess at that. It's always nice to see you enjoying those picture rounds, even if you don't leave a comment. It's just nice to see you having a go at those and know that you are taking advantage of the fact that they're there. And the other thing to remember before we start question 1 of the sports round is the Secret Santa 365 link. If you'd rather give money to charity instead of supporting me directly, it's absolutely fine. That link is there too. That's my nominated charity, so feel free to do that. Because there's lots of gifts they're going to be giving out throughout the Christmas period in particular. They do run it all year round, but Christmas is obviously a very busy time for them, supporting lots of struggling families and children through Christmas in particular. Okay, Question number 1 then in the sports round, another 15 questions coming your way. How many players take to the court in a single netball team? How many players take to the court in a single netball team? Have a guess at that. Question number 2. What does the abbreviation IBSF stand for, to the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan? I'll pop the acronym in the comments there, or the initialism rather. What does the abbreviation or initialism IBSF stand for, to the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan? 1 point for each correct word there, so or each correct word for those letters, so 4 points in total. Have a think about that. What does that stand for, to the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan? Oh, football still 2-1 to Wolves. Oh my goodness. Right, question number 3 now is for 3 points. Which jockeys were nicknamed AP, the Shoe, and the Longfellow? Which jockeys were nicknamed AP, the Shoe, and the Longfellow? Speaking of a P, AP. So on the Patreon quiz night, we do TV game show quiz rounds, and I share my screen, and we do blockbusters, split everybody into 2 teams, and we did one that I created called Quiz Tacto, which is exactly as it sounds, noughts and crosses, but with questions instead, and you have to guess them right to put your noughts and crosses there. But on the Blockbuster one, I always make sure there's a letter P there, so that somebody inevitably says, "I'll have a P, please, Chris." It's got to be done. If you've seen the TV show before, Blockbusters, then I'm sure you get where I'm going with it. But yeah, it's always a laugh. James says, "Irritable bowel surely follows" for IBSF. Yeah, I mean, it works. You won't get points for it. But it works. Well done. Question number 4 now. Question 4. The swimmer Adam Peaty, P-E-A-T-Y, specialises in which stroke? The swimmer Adam Peaty specialises in which stroke? There you go. Martin's got it. Patreon quiz on Tuesday was ace. Can I have a P, please, Chris? It was funny. Tracy says, "Chris, I was just thinking our pubs normally stop serving meals at 9. Is that going to change times of your quiz, or are they serving meals all the time they're open? Just a thought." I think they will. Well, I guess they'll stop serving food at the normal kind of time, because the quiz will start at 8 o'clock. So if you then want to have your food on the table throughout the quiz and therefore be able to keep on drinking, then that's up to you. You just won't be able to order it, or you won't be able to order it after the kitchen's shut. So you then won't be able to have any drinks. Yes, and archery was one of those questions on the Patreon quiz night, Martin, wasn't it? Toxophilites. Archery. They all said, you said archery, then you changed your mind, and it was archery. Question 5. The Cinderella Man is a movie that is based around which sport? The Cinderella Man is a movie that's based around which sport? I haven't seen that one myself, actually. Haven't seen it. Sure, it's good. I normally like movies in that genre without giving anything away. A lot of other ones I've seen that I do like. Yeah. As far as I know, the quiz at the pubs will start at 8 o'clock like it always did when we went back after the lockdown the first time. And you'll be able to order food until they decide to close the kitchen, but you won't be able to drink any alcohol unless you're ordering food and having that substantial meal. And if you turn up afterwards, I think that's how it's going to be. You just won't be able to order out. You won't be able to order food because the kitchen will be shut. which means you won't be able to drink. Yeah. But hey, we shall see. I mean, in fairness, throughout the entire time when we went back after the first lockdown, no police or anything came to check that everybody was following those rules at all. So, you know, and with all the pubs in all the towns, it's pretty difficult for them to police it, in fairness, as well. So, you know, it's up to the pub, it's up to the individuals, I guess, how strictly they want to follow those rules. And if they want to take the risk, then that's up to them. If they want to twist the rules and find loopholes, that's entirely up to them. Question number 6 now. Question 6. Which tennis player won the ATP singles final in London 2020? Which tennis player won the ATP singles final in London 2020? I should find out more from Jordan, who runs the pub, tomorrow, I believe. Well, she said she'd know more tomorrow. So everything I've told you is true to this point. Tracy says we're going on tier 3 anyway, so it'll be home in my PJs. If it weren't for the fact I got paid at the pub, then I would probably be inclined to wish I was in tier 3 too, if only for that. But at the same time, I should do the right emoji and be sad for you to only have that choice. Owen says, to be honest, there's only just enough police to cover normal crimes. Yeah. I mean, I suppose that's one good thing in lockdowns. I guess a lot of crime has been cut down in general, naturally, because people have been locked down in so many areas. But at the same time, there have been so many police cut over the current, well, over every government we've had in place for X amount of years, that there isn't enough police in general. So, you know, I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. But, yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. Follow the guidelines, and those that don't, I'll have a go at them. And I'll speak on behalf of the quiz. I can't speak on behalf of the pub unless they tell me to, on the microphone at least. We shall see. Question number 7 now. Question 7. What nationalities are the Formula 1 drivers named Daniel Kvyat, Kvyat, and Lando Norris? What nationalities are the Formula 1 drivers Daniel Kvyat and Lando Norris? Is it a silent K? Oh, domestic and drink driving is up, is it? Oh, domestic. You mean domestic disturbances, domestic abuse, things like that. Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah, drink driving is up. Really? Bloody hell! I didn't see that. Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I just remember seeing that a lot of other crime statistics are down. I wasn't being specific with what crimes, but a lot of other crime statistics I heard had gone down because so many fewer people were out on the streets committing those crimes. But of course, drink driving and things at the home, yeah, doesn't stop those, does it? That's, I mean, speaking of domestic though, that's one of the reasons I like to support Secret Santa 365, because they try and help out people who are trying to escape problems in the home and try and give them the things they need to survive, to get by while they're getting away from it all. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Question number 8 now. Question 8. The Dolphins, the Packers, and the Bills represent which cities in American football? The Dolphins, the Packers, and the Bills represent which cities in American football? 1 point for each. I put the Formula 1 names in the comments in case I pronounced that first one in particular horrifically wrong. As I said earlier, I don't follow Formula 1 really at all. So apologies if I said that name wrong. Question number 9. In which city could you visit the Croke Park Stadium? Assuming you were allowed to. In which city could you visit the Croke Park Stadium? There's a lot of, speaking of stadiums, there's a lot of reports coming out that apparently the science now says that you are far less likely to be able to catch COVID-19 outside than you are inside. And therefore it explains and makes and holds a good case for sending people or allowing people back into stadiums for outdoor sporting events. That's not to say you won't catch it inside the stadium, or more likely there, or inside public transport there and back. But in the stadium, when you're in the open air, you're far less likely apparently to catch this thing. So it'd be nice to see some fans back at football stadiums again. I certainly won't be one of them, much as I do miss going to Spurs. But yeah, it'd be nice to see fans again. It's horrible watching without the sound effects of the crowd playing in the background. Ugh. Oh, Sarah, I'll answer that question in a moment. Let's do the next question. I'm waffling a lot tonight. Question number 10. Put these racing drivers into the correct order with the most Formula One points scored first. Fernando Alonso, Ayrton Senna, Sebastian Vettel. Put these racing drivers into the correct order with the most Formula One points scored in total throughout their careers, with the most points first. Fernando Alonso, Ayrton Senna, Sebastian Vettel. Excuse me. Yes. Up to 3 points if you get them all in the correct order. Tracy says, been in the loft for Christmas decorations today, but not ready to put them up yet. Is your window going to be all Christmassy on Tuesday as it's December? It very nearly was all Christmassy for tonight. But like I said, we were really busy today. One of the things we did was get the Christmas tree. I went to, those who are local will probably know this, I went to Notcuts Garden Centre. Always get a real Christmas tree. I've always had one pretty much all my life. So I always get one for home. Now we've got our own place. And I got one there. They didn't have the ones that we normally like to get, but we got one. It's a nice enough one. And they decorated that while I was in the bath and getting ready for the quiz tonight. The kids and my wife decorated it. It looks really nice. But I didn't get the other box of decorations out that normally goes in here. So we didn't get that done in time. But as of Tuesday, yes, we will have this all looking Christmassy, and I want to have some kind of Christmassiness to the border as well. I don't know what yet, but I'll think of something over the next couple of days before I start again. Owen's going to go as soon as possible. I bet you are. I cancelled my membership at Spurs as soon as Pochettino was sacked. I will renew it if things keep going as well as they are. I've mentioned this before, but I really wasn't happy with that. And I wanted to be proven wrong, and I am being proven wrong, which I'm really happy with. I've never been more happier to be wrong, but we still haven't got there yet. We'll see. Right, question number 11, and then I'll go back and address Sarah's question. Question 11 was, the American actors Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney purchased which British football club in November 2020? The American actors Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney purchased which British football club in November 2020. Do you know, I would love to do that kind of thing. If I was like mega rich, I would love to buy like a small football team and just pump my money into making them be like really good or just better, and see if I could do something with them as the owners, you know, and give them the money they need to get some players in. And, you know, if I had that kind of money, why not? Sounds like a laugh. Don't know which club it would be. I should say Oxford, being a local to the Oxford area, and they're the biggest club in the local area, but at the same time I've never really supported them, so I don't know, just think it'll be fun. Right, so am I looking forward to trimming my beard at the end of the year? Started growing it December 1st. I started growing it January 1st, and I was in theory going to then cut it right back and trim it right back December 31st or January 1st next year. Taking pictures as we go. But I haven't been taking pictures every day, and I really would like to get to 365 pictures, or 365. So I think I'm going to just keep growing it until I've got 365 pictures on my Instagram, and then I'll do the time lapse of it growing throughout that time, rather than waiting until the end of the year. It's going to be a little bit longer than that. So I'm just going to keep it going, and I don't want to cut it back too much even when I do trim it, to be honest, because I really like having it, and my wife likes it too, so that's all I can really ask. Question number 12. In Which 2020 Olympic events could you find a quiver, a spike, and a bullpen? Martin, I assure you I had no idea this question was coming after what happened on the Patreon quiz night. In which 2020 Olympic events can you find a quiver, a spike, and a bullpen? But yes, this is all going to be Christmassy. I might keep the candles there. Going to have to find somewhere else that plant to go, I think. But yeah, I'm going to make it all Christmassy for the whole of December. I say for the whole of December. It's just going to be every Tuesday night as things go. But yes, it will be Christmassy, and I look forward to it being like that too. Yeah. Tree's looking nice though. It's nice to have the tree. Right, your next question. Question number 13. Which Barclays Premier League football clubs are sponsored by Chevrolet, Etihad Airways and LD Sports? Which football clubs are sponsored in the Premier League? Which Premier League football clubs are sponsored by Chevrolet, Etihad Airways and LD Sports? 1 point for each. Oh, I just checked the football scores. Wolves are seconds away from winning at Arsenal's home stadium. It's on 90 minutes, according to this. Oh, dearie me. Right, what's the comments? Marty says, LOL, we've definitely got 1 point on that question. Yeah, it's purely coincidental, honestly. I had no idea that was coming. Right, question number 14 for 3 points. 3 more points. Which 3 British rowers have been made into a knight or a dame? Which 3 British rowers have been made into a knight or a dame? 1 point for each. Just one more question left this evening. Do let me know the repeats you'd like, guys. Once I've gone through question 15, we will then go through the repeats as always, and then the answers, and we'll see how well you've all done. So that's which 3 British rowers have been made into a knight or a dame? For question 14. And question 15, for a further 3 points, which 3 golfers have won the most major titles in the past decade? So from the start of 2010 to now, 2020, which 3 golfers have won the most major titles? You don't have to put them in order. You put them in any order you like, but just name the 3 golfers who have won the most. Martin's asked for number 9 again, of course, no problem. Any more repeats? Again, let me know in the comments. In which city could you visit the Croke Park Stadium? Croke, C-R-O-K-E, in case that mattered. I've always pronounced it that way. I'm sure it is Croke Park. But yeah, C-R-O-K-E. Name the city. Oh, 90 plus 2 minutes. 90 plus 2, almost all over. Okay. Tracy says, I think we're going for the lowest score ever with this one. Oh, no. Say it ain't so. Oh, well. At least you were here. Hopefully enjoying yourselves, and maybe you learned a thing or two about sport. I always learn about sport when I do these quiz rounds, because I only really watch Spurs when it comes to sport. Don't really watch anything else or care for anything else when it comes to sport anymore these days. That's it. Okay, I'm not seeing any more repeats coming in, so I'm going to start going through the answers then, and we'll see how well you've done. And we will commiserate with people like Tracy who think they haven't done very well in this round. All right, question 1. How many players take to the court in a single netball team? It is 7. 7 aside in netball. Question 2. What does the abbreviation IBSF stand for? Excuse me. To the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan. Oh, there's 4 added minutes. Okay, so the abbreviation IBSF, 1 point for each correct word. International Billiards and Snooker Federation. International Billiards and Snooker Federation. So 1 point for each correct word there. IBSF. You don't get a point for the and, though, okay? Juice says I was more useful helping with my Tesco delivery. It's a rush, isn't it? When you get supermarket food delivered to your door, they drop it off in all these crates, and then you've got to like quickly whip it all out and give them the crates back. And it's a pain, that is. It's good to get it delivered if you can get a slot for delivery, but man, the rush you feel you have to go through just to give them the crates back. Oh, not fun. That game's got to be over now, hasn't it? Surely. All right, carrying with the answers. Question 3. The jockeys nicknamed AP, the Shoe, and the Longfellow were Tony McCoy, Tony AP McCoy, Willie or Bill Shoemaker, the Shoe, and Lester Piggott was the Longfellow. So Tony McCoy, Bill Shoemaker, and Lester Piggott. Question 4. The swimmer Adam Peaty specialises in breaststroke. Question 5. The Cinderella Man is a movie that's based around boxing. Question 6. The tennis player that won the ATP singles final in London 2020 was, there's that name again, Daniil Medvedev. Game over. The Gooners have lost, Owen says. Fantastic. Apologies to any Arsenal fans watching. I'm sure I'm sure Arteta will get the sack at some point soon, because it's clearly not working for him. Although I think this is one of those where you can blame the players more than the manager, to be honest. But okay. So Daniil Medvedev was number 6. Number 7, the nationalities of Daniil Kvyat. I'm going to have to look up how you say that. And Lando Norris. Those two F1 drivers are Russian and British. 1 point for each. For question 8, the Dolphins, the Packers, and the Bills represent which cities in American football? It is the Miami Dolphins, the Green Bay Packers, and the Buffalo Bills for 3 points. Question 9, Croke Park Stadium is in Dublin. Question 10, put these racing drivers into the correct order with the most Formula 1 points scored first. The 3 you had to choose from was Alonso, Ayrton Senna, and Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel is first with 3,240 total points in his career. Second place was Alonso with 2,761, and that means Ayrton Senna is in third with 1,875. Kvyat, Owen says. Kvyat. Okay, thank you for that. Kvyat. I'll try and remember it. Question 11. The actors Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney purchased Wrexham. They purchased Wrexham Football Club in November 2020. Question 12. In which 2020 Olympic events could you find a quiver, a spike, and a bullpen? A quiver is what you'd use in archery to hold your arrows. A spike is what you do in volleyball. And a bullpen is for baseball. Question 13. Which Barclays Premier League football clubs are sponsored by Chevrolet, Etihad Airways, and LD Sports? They are Manchester United, Manchester City, and Southampton. Question 14. Which 3 British rowers have been made into a knight or a dame? They are Sir Steve Redgrave, Sir Matthew Pinsent, and Dame Catherine Granger. And question 15, your final question of the evening, was which 3 golfers have won the most major titles in the past decade? From 2010 to 2020, that means. It is Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka, Koepka, and Jordan Spieth. Spieth. I always forget how to say that one as well. I'll put all of the names in the comments so you can have a look for yourself. Archery, Martin says, yeah, whoop, yeah. Toxophilites. You're not going to forget that in a hurry now, are you? Let's see what your team's scores are then, guys. Tally them up. Let's see how well you did. You've got about 10 minutes until the picture round will be shared over on the main Big Quiz Night In page that you're watching this on, as per usual. And it's probably the last one of this type that you're going to see for a while, because obviously they'll be used at the pub live in person. So they won't be shared online so much anymore. But I'll be back again on Tuesday with a completely different quiz then. Anybody who comes to the pub is more than welcome to still join on Tuesdays because there will be different quizzes. I won't repeat those quiz rounds you see in the pub. Freddie's Ficco's got 26 points. That's very good. 21 for Blackpool Bar Stewards. Unlucky for some, Tracy says 13. Actually, much better than I was expecting. Oh, well, that's good. There you go. That's good. 27 for Back in Black. 24 for Let's Get Quizzical. 27 for the Inquisitors. 18 and the shopping is done. Excellent. Well done, Jew. G-Force are here. Very late to the party tonight, but got 23 points. Thank you for joining, Maddie. I hope you're well. Good effort. Devises Uno lots better than last week. 17 points. See, everybody's picking up a little bit of sports trivia as they go with these sports rounds, and they're doing all right. 27 for Team Bath. On my own, 30 points. Boom. Well done. That is top score so far, James. Very good. Well done indeed. We are coming to the end of this evening's quiz. Thank you all for watching and watching along indeed with all the Sunday ones you joined. It's been fun doing 2 a week again. I did miss it before, but it's great to know that I'm going back to the pub, and I hope people can find a way to be there if they feel it's safe enough to be there. It'd be great to see people again at the pub quiz. Back home at the King's Head and Bell. I will keep an eye out on the page, please, because if you are likely to go to the pub at any point, now it's going to be opening back up again. I will share everything I can as and when I know it, if things have changed with regards to COVID-19 restrictions and how the quizzes will work, as soon as I can on this page. So please do keep an eye out for all that. Keep your comments coming in. I'll respond to them as appropriate again. And yes, you've got about 9 minutes now until the picture round shared. So give it a like. Let me know you're looking at it and you're enjoying those quiz rounds, those picture rounds. Look out for the music round tomorrow. Music round will be the little quiz I share tomorrow. So that will be on the main page as well as in the top fan group and on Twitter. Go into the link in the description. Follow those links if you want to support me in any way, as per usual. And especially if you're going on Patreon, and if you do check out Patreon again, let me know if you have any problems, and I will keep an eye out for the notification of you joining. That would be fantastic. You must join by midnight tomorrow if you would like to be involved in anything Patreon wise for December. Otherwise it'll be pushed into the new year because the payment won't be taken unless you join before the end of November. And also, if you're interested, you want to get some merch, there's free delivery on merch tomorrow, and only for tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that as well. It'll save you a few pennies. So yeah, Tracy says, thanks again. Been nice having everyone's company again for a few Sundays. See you on Tuesday, possibly with some beard baubles. Oh yeah, I haven't ordered them yet, but I will get something in. I don't know if I'll get them in time for Tuesday, but I will be getting some in. Thanks for the reminder. I mean, everybody will be laughing, but I said I'd do it, and I will. Hopefully in time for Tuesday, but if not, for the next one, for sure. And indeed, decorations in general. I want to do something different with it. Why not? I've always been not fussed about these things. I think it'd be a laugh. Right, guys, that's it from me. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And as always, I'll see you same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.